G'day and welcome back to Ranless. Last time around, we died! A fifth captain has given their life to the cause of exploration. Now we'll go through the legacy process. If you've never seen this before, this is what legacy process looks like. Interesting, there's a new legacy that did not exist before. So I got all other legacies. So Scion means I can pick two of these. Horizon Codex and Traveling Light, Book of Sharps, Red, A Dream of Red, and Manual of Miracles all mean I start with more stuff. Basically what I generally want to do is I want to keep my money, which is why often I will do this, right? So I keep Veils and I keep my mirrors value. Everything else I can kind of get, and you can see this is why I started with a relatively high Veils last time. Unfortunately, because I died without really improving my captain a ton, this new captain will start off worse than the previous one, but this gives us all of the money. That said, like all of the money, as I mentioned, isn't that much. So what if I did this instead? Inherited Officer, Anacreous Survivor gives me a much better officer and gives me increased pages. I think I might do this because, as I said, my starting isn't great. And this gives me much higher stats because, I mean, 5, 3, really, who cares? I never take Correspondent, even though I really like having high pages, because Correspondent isn't very good. Sorry, like, keeping your chart isn't very good. Exploration's half the fun, and, like, really, let's just do this. Okay. So we've picked our legacies, we've got Veils, we've got a big heart, and we accept this legacy. Boom! Having trouble earning cash? Try working with the Admiralty. So, 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. We can choose a past, or we can wait to pick one later. So if we pick a past, which I tend to do, I tend to then go with Poet. It's like I've previously said, I really like having high pages, so I kind of want to do that. Let's see. Yeah, we will totally do that. A Poet. A wise experience. Stranger gives us a little bit of echoes, gives us a Sly Navigator, who's kind of shit, but all of them are like that. And then what do we want? We want to have immortality. Interesting. The Private Kingdom ambition is one that you pick up that way. Cool. You have to pick up mid-game. Eternal life sounds like something you'd enjoy. That said, the Presbyter, the ruler of the Elder Continent, has lived forever. It said, rather. The Presbyter guards its secrets fiercely, but amidst the clamour and beer stains of the blind helmsman, a salt-starred navigator is telling the tales of the continent's deepest interior, of a city called Nidar, and the origin of the Presbyter's long life. Where is he getting his information? Bring wine. He's susceptible to wine. You find the navigator and your first clue in London. Begin your quest in London. That's kind of unusual. That's pretty cool. Let's go with Captain as the paperwork and the title. And then I'm going to go with this. And I will be called Ranneko the 6th. Because 5 captains have died now. Passengers, someone wants to dock with the ship. Sure. This is someone that wants to go to the Cumaean Canal or the Funging Station, or both. Interesting, because with the Father's Bones ambition, it's always go to Venderbite. So, absolutely, let's do that. I knew London had enterprising souls still left in it. I'm seeking truths, Captain. I'm told I may find them in the Funging Stations and the Cumaean Canal. I'd settle for both, but, you know, I'll go for one. I'd ideally learn both, but I could settle for one. For a Port Cecil, there'll be a contest. We'll change the world with a game of chess. A king will fall. Fantastic. All of those are places I want to go and see. Here we need a cask of wine. We can do that. We do not need... oh, right. How to convert your new captain ship into a submarine. We just go there and have the alteration. So it's just go to Port Carnelian. Fantastic. Navigator's boon. So we can get that. Fantastic. This is from doing things in Fallen London, so it gives us a little boost. Ambition. What else do we have? Your lodgings. Officers. Yes, the Parabolian Kitten. That's a much better mascot than the Comatose Ferret. So, this is another thing I've gotten from Fallen London. Hold up a mirror and see its other self. A panther cub, grey as night fog but touched with amber. Otherwise, it just looks like a kitten. And so it gives hearts. And it's a kitten. I mean, it's a kitten. I probably should stop repeating, it's a kitten. But that's like half of why I like it. So, there. What else do we want? Just trying to sort out bits and pieces here. So firstly, we go to the shops. We can buy ourselves that cask of wine that was mentioned from the shipside supplies. No, Woolsack Exchange. Buy the mushroom wine. Ambition, death hath no more dominion. Near the walls are basalt, but within them it's as close to paradise as man can make. 1,000 fountains, the streets paved with gem slabs, and the air sweet with honeysuckle and orange groves. How does he know? Has he been there? One bottle and he loosens his waistcoat. A second and he loosens his tongue. No, I've never been to Nitta, not in the flesh at least. He leans in close, but I once tasted red honey in the memories of a man who had. I saw only fragments, an army at the walls, a breach, a rallying cry, liberty, equality, eternity. A third bottle. Where could you taste these memories for yourself? Go to the Isle of Cats. Talk to the cat's chiefest claw. Ask about the far-travelled notary. But if you're wise, you'll do like me. Use what you learn to get free drinks, immortalities for gods and monsters. Sweet. Advice to captains on machines, on finding places to explore, on fighting, on stories, on terror, on new stories, and sell this book. So this is actually kind of useful to read, but I would recommend reading it yourself, because I, know most of it. Is there anything, I feel like this is bigger than it used to be, but I don't think it is. And so we will do that, and we'll just sell a book. 50 echoes, nice. Anything else? We don't need this anymore. I understand. Boom, done. That reduces everything there. Provide a rare creature, purchase a life specimen. Nope. Read the papers. Always start with reading the papers. We could sell heirlooms and actually get ahead, but we can't really right now. Back to the rest of the city. And the university. We can spend a secret. We've got Favor's Antiquarium, an alarming scholar, so now we can ask her about the locked box. Politely refuse and ask their advice, and they say go to Irem. What else do we want to do? Hire more sailors. Offer passage to... Oh, this is the quest I was thinking of. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. So this is all mostly the stuff that I would normally do. And we'll hire on more crew. So got full boat. And that's it. Wait, actually no. Ask if they need anything in particular, and they want us to go to the funding station. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, because now we have two different things that say go to the funding station. And so now we leave. It's a real pity about losing the previous captain. I needed a better boat. I probably should have spent the heirlooms on that boat. So what we're doing right now is we're setting off with a weaker engine, so we'll move more slowly. We're going to head up to Hunter's Keep, and then we are going to head to Venderbite. And that'll be it. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, after this episode is done, I'm going to try and play this while I'm away. And this is actually going to kind of turn into my first attempt at a post-game Let's Play, where I, post-game commentary. We're going to reconnoiter the island, and we're going to spy on the house. We peer through a half-open French window into a grand parlour, grand in size if a little reduced in style by dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another, fair-haired but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits by a fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. Soon, she says, and the piano music falters and stops. We'll go hungry and the end will come. But for me, but not for you. The pianist raises her eyes from the keyboard. Hush, if we don't speak of it. She frowns. Has she seen you at the window? You withdraw. So we know something of the keep, and we've got fragments, which is always nice. Now we present ourselves at the house. Knock and enter. A maid with smouldering topaz. I thought we increased our pages by our start. Whatever. So it shows you into the parlour where 3 young women wait. A visitor, cries the youngest. The next youngest chuckles. The elder says, do excuse the indecorum. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I'm Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe, and the cheerful one is Lucy. You're in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Yes, and we will have lunch with Cynthia. She gives us a bit of terror, a tale of terror, and some supplies, lost some hunger, and our iron remains unchanged. That's all good, and we got Salt's attention. Okay. So, we'll head north. And as I said, so I'm going to try and record this as I play it. It'll be in low resolution because I'll be playing it on my laptop. Because I've got 5 weeks, basically, traveling coming up before I record this. This should hopefully come out just after I've come back. But we will see. Oh, frickin' bats. Go away. And yeah, so what am I trying to say? I am trying to say things that I will do and stuff that I will try and see. So then the idea would be to kind of record after I finish, and edit it down and put commentary over the top, which is something I've never done. It's definitely more labor intensive, but it's something that I can do kind of in combination with traveling, which otherwise I'm gonna get nothing done for the next month and a bit, so definitely something I want to do. Days of shrooms and roses. The new colonist surveys Vanderbite, shaking her head. It won't do, she says. It won't do at all. I had no idea this place would be quite so unprepossessing. Perhaps we can liven it up a little yet, Z-Captain. If only I knew a helpful Z-Captain. So she wants me to bring 10 lots of wine to Vanderbite, which is fine, but I can't afford it right now. So what we're going to do is explore Vanderbite and get a certain couple longbox. Fantastic. That'll be great when we find Station 3. And visit the first curator to get that quest, which is basically you get a free ship from this person. It's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting setting. I just don't want to read it right now. But this is basically one of these epic quests where we want to get 7 things. Is it 7 or 8? I can do maths. 7 different colors for the Neath bow. And once we've given that to this slowly collapsing, like the oldest person here, they will give us a boat. And that boat is this steam yacht. Right? It is pretty nice, but the problem is, by the time you've got all 7 of those things, this is why I've never completed it, by the way. The time you got all those 7 things, frankly, there are better ships to get. This doesn't have a forward slot or an auxiliary or an aft slot. I probably could afford many of the things by the time I do that, because getting money is more simple than getting these 7 specific things. Provide wine. I don't have the wine yet. Assist a specialized doctor. I will collector rather. That would be great, but I can't. And gather gossip. Port report. Fantastic. And now we will go further north. Basically, a very first trip that I do is almost always the same. Maybe boring, but it's fairly effective. you head north, you go up to Wither, and then you go to Codex, and then you head south. And you try and find what you can on the way, and you try and do it without running out of fuel or supplies. If you do screw it up, then that's not ideal. Actually, I don't have much more to say than that. Don't screw it up is really the only thing. You want to mostly look out for this fella, because that fella will mess you up, and you don't want to deal with him. He is quite good at murdering you. Look at that creature in the ice. That's pretty interesting. So that's just like a crab that's been dismembered. So we'll sneak under the censor's arch. He didn't come after us. Good. Because that would have been bad. And get in here. So I have, by the way, fought a life bug in this area. Because one of the things is when you're docked, you are invisible to sea creatures. You can't fight, but you can kind of pop out of being docked and then murder them, and then pop back into being docked and game the system that way. But not really sensible to do. So the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of grey stone and closed courtyards. People are neither exactly friendly or hospitable, irritating habit of asking questions. But hey, odd sights here and there. Ooh, let's give it a go. Nope. And that's it. And yeah. What else? We want to... Oh, that's right. We want to head east and then south. We'll just basically finish up this initial opening trip, and then we'll be done. But the Codex is always here, which means there's these two ports all in proximity with each other. It's a really convenient way of just exploring a bit. Here we go. Codex. Got 4 supplies and 6 fuel. We'll totally make it back. Everything's fine. Okay. This is the most annoying thing. I am waiting here for that something awaits you port to pop up. Like, if there was any modification I would make to this game, it would probably be just make that pop up faster. I love Codex, so of course I forgot that in Codex you can't actually spend something awaits your port, so that was really not worth waiting for. But oh well, you live and you learn. Or at least remember things. So, here we are. We're just going to go south, and we're going to try and see what we can spot. Definitely want to avoid attracting the light bug's attention, which is why our lights just turned off. Because those things will mess me up very badly. And my veils are significantly lower than they were before. So, that's what losing your captain will do for you. Okay. Excellent. Pop both that section of the map. Alright. Cancel Abyss. Cool. Okay. Yep, now we head south. And we'll just send out the Z-Bat every so often to try and point out where things are. Is this... No, this is, yeah, Tanachuk, which you can't stop at. You... Don't really like you, but we'll see if you are going to be in the way. Hello. Ah, right, I know where you are. Let's look at our Terra. Yeah, that did immediately at least drop that part. We'll dissect it. Okay, so over there is like a outlaw port over there. We don't really have the fuel spare to investigate it now, but that's good to know. There's also like monsters that'll fight around there, so it's worth keeping in mind. Not monsters, there's pirates that will be around there. I don't really want to deal with them, so I'm not going to. Okay. Yeah, so there's, you can actually see just here that, wait, no, that's the line. There's a line that basically separates the Z into vertical strips and zones. So you can see that line. We'll pop in and talk to the sisters again. And then we'll head south a bit. Okay, Hunter's Keep. Let's chat to Lucy. She drops our terror, we drop our hunger, and she gives us Stone's attention. The sisters are in some ways acquainted with the, or at least associated with the gods of the Z. I don't know why or how. Even the events that have involved them that happen later on haven't really explained that, so you know, these things happen. Do I want to actually... Oh yeah, I do. What I'll do is go down through here. And I might chat with these blokes. If nothing else, I just want to check if I've used news or not. Okay, light bright ship. Yeah, I didn't use that. So that gives us a Z story. Plus, reduces our terror. Mind you, because we've been in home waters, our terror is stupidly low. We haven't had much time to build it up. We haven't gone on a long trip yet. And yeah. The next step is go turn in those port reports. And then you head back up. It's just like the... It's the very samey start to basically every one of my trips. It's like, oh, I need to go here, and then go along, and then da-da. The interesting thing is now I have a reason to basically head south. Whereas previously, the south part of the game, I generally explored last. Because there was nothing that really drove me to check things in the south end of town. Whereas here, yeah, there's a lot to do, so we'll see. We'll see what I do. We'll see if I decide to accelerate things with the heirlooms. The only risk there is, of course, then if I screw up, I've lost the heirlooms. Okay. So, grab our gift. Accept. Talk to the Admiralty. Read the papers, right. Don't want to rest. Don't want to sell off heirlooms. London. Visit the Admiralty's office. Hunter's Keep. Vendorbyte, Wither, Codex, and that's it. Boom, we've got more fuel, we've got more supplies, we've got more money, and we can do things like go and buy. We've still got the spare hold capacity, fantastic. So we can go and buy the wine that we need for that quest. And so that is what I will probably start off doing next time. Until then, have a great day, and I'm out. The next recording will probably be done kind of while I'm traveling, and it'll be different. Until then, until that time though, have a great day.